Hey guys, it's Julie. I'm out on a morning walk with Tina, the Bernedoodle. Remember, she's only 7 months old, I think, and she didn't know anything prior to coming to us. Her owner said she started to teach us sit and stopped from there, and that was all with food. So heel was a completely new concept to her. In fact, she pulled on the leash whenever she was on the leash, and we noticed on day 1 that her association to just the jingling of her collar and the jingling of a leash would cause really frantic, excited, anxious, over-the-top behavior. Just taking out a collar and jingling it would cause Tina to just lose her mind. That is an association that was created by building up the excitement of the walk. And I know the walk is a fun thing, and it's fun for owners to see dogs act like that. But if you build your dog up like that before the walk and get that collar and jingle it and say, "Do you want to go on a walk? Are you so excited?" Just be prepared for pulling and bad behavior on the walk, because that's what you're creating. If you want your walks to be nice and calm, you literally want to do the opposite. Okay, you want calm behavior before the walk. You want politely waiting to put a leash and collar on. You want waiting for permission to be released from the kennel and a downstay, and waiting at the threshold of the front door. You don't want jumping, anxious behavior, zoomies all over the kitchen. You don't want any of that. So we're working on reversing the old association, creating a new association to the leash and collar, which just means calm. That way we're gonna have a nice walk, which in turn will get her more walks, because I'm telling you right now, it's no fun to walk a pulling dog, and that dog gets less walks than a dog who you can take off leash like this. Right? But we need to be fair, and we can't amp her up before leaving the door. And just know that if you do, that your walk will be crazy and frantic, okay? So right now I have her in a nice off-leash heel. We're dragging a long line for safety. She's brand new at this, okay? So she came here again, knowing nothing. So we're heading into week 3. So she's only been doing this for a week and a half. Okay, so remember, she's pretty new to this, only been doing it a week or so. Anytime she's out of position, I've got my e-collar. That was a bunch of beeps and rapid fire till she found my left leg again. Now, if she's ignoring those beeps, of course, yes, you have your stim and you have a wide range of numbers. It goes from 0 to 100, okay? So make sure you're using these tools to your benefit. If something's not working, go up or try something different. The important thing to remember is that she's got the knowledge, so she's losing me a little bit. She's got to close the gap. There she comes. Good girl. And it all turns off. This is the important thing. Everything turns off when she's in this position. Now, if she's pushing me just a little bit like she is now, watch what I'm going to do with my left heel. Boop. I'm going to bump her back just a little bit. Now she overcorrected, so I'm going to tap my tone, and she's going to find that perfect spot. There's lots of finesse to this stuff to get the perfect walk, but I promise you it's so worth it. Okay? It's just a back and forth conversation between me and the dog. When she's in the right position, I'm praising her. When she's not in the right position, there's something telling her, get back into position. Whether that's the tone, whether that's the stim, or whether that's my body, okay? When I stop, she should sit. Very good girl. I'm gonna flip the camera around here for you. So I've stopped. She sat down like a very good girl. She should stay here until I release her or give her another command. And lots of times we'll have the dog sit and walk away. They're anticipating a recall, because this has been the pattern of I walk away and then I recall her. That's how we teach it. To make sure the dogs are paying attention to us, later on in their program, we will actually back away, let them think we're about to recall, and give them another command just to make sure they're listening. Tina, down. That's a very good girl. Very good girl, and she's proud of herself. Good girl. And you guys have, well, maybe you do have an idea if you watched the previous video. We worked so hard on that because she did not want to lay down. She didn't want to do it inside. She definitely didn't want to do it outside on this cold, wet pavement. That was no pressure on the collar. That was just a verbal DOWN, and with no attitude, she just lays down. She's very proud of herself. I praised her. She's a very good girl. Yes, she is. Good girl. So that tells me she's paying attention, she's listening, she's with me, right? This is all really good stuff. So now from this downstay, she should stay there again until I release her, no matter what is going on around her. So I can create distance, I can create distractions, okay? But remember, I'm holding the remote. So when you're at home doing this, you're not gonna wanna do this if you're not ready. You don't wanna put her in a downstay at a backyard barbecue and then she's breaking all the time and you're like, oh, where's the remote? You wanna be practicing this so she's perfect at it. Then you start loosening up. There's a car coming, so I'm gonna recall her. Tina, come, good girl. She comes to me and sits her down somewhere right in front of me. Very good girl. That's my baby girl. And the car ended up turning. So from here, I'm actually going to release her. Break, good girl, baby. Okay, you guys, I've got Tina in a stay command pretty far from me, standing in front of a place bed. We're just gonna practice some of the stuff she knows outside. Being outside is a distraction in itself. Okay, first of all, nothing's holding her here. She's on a leash, but I'm not holding it. So technically she could turn around and say, see you later, in which case I would just recall her. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is a long distance recall and send her to the place bed. Sounds very simple, but it's hard for lots of dogs, especially for Tina, who's only been doing this for a little while, and she's a young puppy, and she's not used to taking direction from people. So the pattern is going to be, and it's gonna be the exact same pattern when you are home in your living room and want to get Tina to your place bed. That'll be in your room. I'm going to say C-O-M-E, I'm gonna tap the tone button, I'm gonna praise her when she's on the way, and then I'm gonna point and say place. Now, if she's already looking directly at me, I don't need to say her name. Come, good girl, baby. Yay, Tina, good girl. Place. Never been on this one before. Very good. No. Place. That's it. Good girl. I'm so proud of you. Now let's backtrack. Her recall was perfect. She was a little confused getting on the bed. So what did I do? I kept my finger pointed. I moved my body around and then I clicked once on the stem, which is at a 10. And that told her, solve the puzzle, get on the bed. We're gonna try that again just to make sure she understands and can do it without any confusion. Down. Good girl. Making sure she knows to stay on that bed no matter what. So I'm gonna back up. We're gonna do another recall. Now this time I don't have a place bed, so she's just gonna recall to my feet. Pretty long distance recall. Come, good girl. Woohoo, good girl Tina. Party, party, party. There she is. Good girl. Stay. That stay gives her a little warning. Makes it very clear I want her to stay and not follow me. If she did start to follow me, it would be a no or a ch and a click on my stem. This would be another good opportunity to get a down from a distance. But I'm just gonna recall her. Come, good girl, babe, good girl. That's it. Place. Perfect. See how that works? So you always want to repeat something that they're struggling with, making sure you're ending it with what you want, the behavior you want. Tina, break. Good girl.